Hello and welcome to Scale Stuff. In this week's video I'm going to be taking a post-build look at the Tamiya 1/35 scale Cromwell Mark IV. As always, before I get into the kit, I'm going to start with a little bit of history. First deployed in 1944, the Cromwell tank was arguably one of the most successful cruiser tanks fielded by Britain in the Second World War, contributing, along with the American Sherman, to the main backbone of the United Kingdom's armoured force. 4,016 were put into service across all variants, and it was considered for its time a good all-round tank, combining decent speed, armament and reasonable armour in a nicely balanced package. Its design formed the basis of the later Comet tank, which spanned beyond the Second World War and into the Cold War, and because of this, it's arguably the great-great-great-great-grandfather of the modern Challenger 2 tank, if you follow the direct lineage of used main tanks anyway. But yeah, interesting to think about it like that, actually. Anyway, onto the model. Overall, it's a simple and easy build, classic Tamiya really. Everything goes into place with no real faff, other than a few minor stumbling blocks. I was surprised to learn that the model was first released in 1997, and for a 26-year-old model, the sprues are really not showing their age yet, with very little cleanup required to the parts. As always, I checked around on the internet to see if there are any inaccuracies in the kit and found one error. The Commander's cupola does not have the number 2 all-round vision cupola. Apparently, according to the tank nerds, these were pretty common and supposed to be fitted to all tanks in action at this stage of the war, and there's even pictures of one of the decal options from the kit showing this on it. However, a tank without one is not impossible though, as things get lost and forgotten about a lot in war. Other than that, there are a few minor things about the rear deck hatch configurements, which changed a fair bit throughout the war, but a lot of variants of Cromwell's existed and many older types were part upgraded with newer bits, making almost any combination of these parts possible. It's another bit to be aware of though if you're looking to build a certain specific tank. Overall, this tank was one of the easiest models I've built in a while, and perfect for someone who's starting out building scale model armour. A few minor bits to watch out for in the build though. It'll be easier to paint the rubber band tracks and areas around the tracks before assembly, but on this model it's not so much needed if you wanted to kind of wing it, as all the wheels are push on via polycaps, so removal later on for painting is really easy. If you choose to build the version without the Normandy exhaust cowling on it, that's the snorkel looking bit at the picture at the moment for the uninitiated, cutting the mesh out for the covering can be a little bit tricky, and it will require careful measuring and careful cutting and a little bit of super glue to fix this in place. And most modelers, we generally just pack the poly cement. The string used for the tow ropes in this kit is like all the Tamiya string, likely to fray when cut, but with a drop of super glue on the area to be cut, this will never happen. You'll never have to worry about that. There's one bit on the model though, not relating to the build, that I really struggled with, and I ended up deciding to leave it off in the end with this tank, and that's the aerial recognition star decal on top of the turret, and to a lesser extent the star on the back of the turret. The decal for this is quite large, and the area for this to be applied to is rich in contours, being positioned over what I think might be an air intake. I don't have anything to smooth out decals in my kit building arsenal yet, and I found applying it smoothly and neatly with nothing but warm water and a soft cloth impossible. After a few attempts, the decal came apart, and I decided it looked silly anyway and left it off, so it was completely my choice. The rear decal was also a bit of a bugger, as it's over a load of great big rivets, and the decal wouldn't contour to these bits very well either. So I grabbed a smaller star left over from another kit, slapped it on the back and called it a day. This kit comes with one Commander figure to complete the model. As with all newer Tamiya figures, the sculpt's very good with some nice details to pick out. This is the Commander and chatting away on his radio, I think. And yeah, I think a figure really finishes off the end build, so I was quite happy to see him included in the kit. Decals wise, the kit comes with markings to make 5 versions of the tank, which is quite a lot of choice to be honest. I really felt spoilt for choice. 4 of these are British, with markings to make tanks from the Royal Horse Artillery, Welsh Guards, Royal Tank Regiment and the Divisional HQ vehicle for the 11th Armoured Division included with the kit, along with a Polish Divisional HQ tank for the 1st Polish Armoured Division. Bit of a mouthful again. The Tamiya 1/35 scale Cromwell is a lovely kit. Simple and easy to make, you get a nice model for the work you put into it, which is mostly free from faff. The only real stumbling blocks in this kit are the two large turret decals that I'm sure there are workarounds for that I have not yet discovered. Possibly some aftermarket magic decal wash or something like that. I don't know. The lack of the number 2 type coupler might be an issue for the more die-hard accuracy folks out there, but for most people, just after the general vibe of the tank, I don't think it will be a real problem. But again, for the diehards out there, or those trying to make a model of a certain tank at a certain time, attention beyond my expertise should be paid to the rear deck hatches. I paid £25 for this model in a sale. Normally you can pick it up for about 27, 28, and yeah, can't really grumble for that price. I think it's a good price for a model of this standard. Anyway, that's my after action report on the 1/35 scale Tamiya Cromwell MK IV. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you find the video helpful if you're planning on building one of these yourself. Until next time though, have a good one. Goodbye.